Oh, Father, tell me, do we get what we deserve? Oh, we get what we deserve. And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, 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 so where down we go, oh, 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 way down we go.
So we're back for 2025. Suppose just we haven't done one of these since the end of last year, and I'm in 70.3 New Zealand World Champs. Obviously finished the season off pretty ordinary, was pretty run down, went into that race having COVID, probably a week out. Did the expo, and then raced, got off the bike in the front pack, probably just had to have a solid run and could have been right there in the mix and on the podium, but calf went at about the 3k mark, so it was a very humbling run for 21k's just to finish off. We had a lot of athletes under two wheels racing, so it was good just to be out on course. I think I finished in 9th or something for the 70.3 World Champs, so just after Kona it was just a long stretch to get there, and probably realised that it probably wasn't the smartest move to do to race, but anyway, you live and you learn. So yeah, on to 2025, and probably the biggest thing taken out is not rushing into any races, just building back now, making sure to get healthy when I come back. Got another virus thanks to daycare, so ended up probably the sickest I've been and no energy, so couldn't even get up a hill pushing a pram. So it was a long road back. Had every blood test under the sun, went back a few times thinking that it could have been low iron, all this kind of stuff, but everything was relatively good. I think it was just the infection, to the point where heart rate was super high on every session. Couldn't get any intensity out, so it was quite frustrating. So hence why it's pretty slow start to the year. Normally we try to not rush into a race, but have a race early on. We're kicking off the expos down to Geelong this weekend to do the expo down there. And then we'll call in and see the crew at Aid Station at the warehouse, which would be really good, down to Melbourne. So haven't been down to Melbourne for a little bit, so it would be good to go down there. As I said, kick off the expo season, so it's quite a busy start to the season. We've got that, then we come back up and there's Mooloolaba Olympic distance the following weekend. A few weeks off, we go down to Port Macquarie for Ironman Australia, and then there's a little bit of time off in between where I'll race, and then we're off to Cairns for the Pro Series. I'm not too sure if it's Asia Pacific Championships, but we'll have the expo up there, and then possibly over to Roth as well to work with the team at Triathlon. And then so that's the start of the season. Looking forward to kicking everything off. At this stage, only one race locked in, which is 70.3 Kona out at Waikoloa. So it's a race that I've always wanted to do. I think this year, obviously no Ironman World Champs in Kona, it's in Nice this year. So just going to tick off some bucket list races and some fun ones. With at this stage still focus on Kona next year, but things can change. Have to try to find a qualifying race. It's very difficult at the moment because pretty much all Australian races will be working expos, and just not going to race and work expos anymore. It's very taxing, and it's just not, you just don't get the quality out of the race. So and we'll probably show you some behind the scenes of this week in Geelong, and might shed a bit more light on why, when people say, oh, why don't you race as well? You can have a bit of a look at probably one of the reasons why it's too hard to be on your feet all day, set up expo, work non-stop up until the night before, pack down, and throw in travel and everything as well. So, and just physically taking a bike when you've got 5 suitcases of stock and things. So anyway, we're kicking off the season in Geelong this weekend. We've got a few of the Two Wolves crew racing, so it would be good to support those guys on race day, and a lot of the Wind Republic pros racing down there as well. So yeah, it'll be all systems go after this weekend in Geelong for the Australian Summer Series. So yeah, follow along. So a little bit of intensity done, slowly creeping back in the speed work, using the treadmill just so it's more controlled. I can focus on nutrition, and obviously recovery with the injuries from last year. But yeah, I suppose during this time I've had a fair bit of time to research and look online, and one thing I did come across was a great story. Get pretty philosophical when it's in those dark times, but one of the ones was about 2 lumberjacks who both went out in the woods every day, started work at the same time, finished at the same time. One went non-stop all day chopping wood, and then the other one had an hour break every lunchtime. He was gone for an hour, and at the end of the day, both lumberjacks, the one who had the hour break, always chopped more wood than the other guy. And so it was after a few weeks, he said to him, where do you go for that hour during the day? And he told the guy he went home and sharpened his axe. And I think that's a crucial part to obviously the road coming back, is just to remember that if you don't take time to rest, recover, sharpen your axe, you're not getting out the quality. So it's a bit of a metaphor I've used in coming back. It's from sickness, illness, and just running on fumes, and then injuries late last year just proved to me that you can't just keep burning the candle at both ends. So yeah, one of the mantras this year is sharpen your axe, and then hopefully when you do race, make it count, as opposed to just showing up for the sake of it. Anyway, we'll keep pushing on. Hope that little mantra can help someone else who's coming back from injury or in a bit of a lull at the moment. Cheers.
Good morning, everyone. The following information for all versions Australia guest shopping for Melbourne.
Excuse me, are these all your bags? What's this? And this guy. One more.
Yeah, so here in the new warehouse space, it's amazing to see how far you guys have come within 3 short years. But how are you finding the new space here?
Yeah, definitely. It's been one hell of a ride, man. It's we started 3 years ago, had humble beginnings. Started the e-com business from our house, and we had athletes, knocking on the front door to grab their nutrition, and it was like that was like year 1, and then year 2 we got a smaller space just down the road actually in Port Melbourne. and thought we would settle in there for a few years, but you know, we quickly realised after like 3 months we're going to outgrow it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, we moved in here I think about 3 or 4 months ago, and you know, huge warehouse, you know, just gives us capacity to have much more stock, much minimal brands, and obviously the staff to fuel that, essentially, pardon the pun, but to fuel that growth.
It's amazing. It's even up in Noosa doing the bunch rides, and the amount of aid station drink bottles just on people's bikes, and people saying, "Oh, have you got a code or something like that?" It's to see it grow, and obviously just the speed of everything now with the new warehouse and deliveries and that kind of stuff, and even just with the pro athletes, I think every race you see, you know, the green and white helmets, which look amazing, and over in Kona this year, it was just a great presence and stuff, and it's just good to see all those people out there on race day, so it should be no different on the weekend in Geelong.
Mate, we're looking forward to Geelong. It's we've got I think 4 or 5 pros racing this weekend, and it's going to be interesting to see like the likes of Hauser in there. You've got I think I mean, it's a stack field, right? So great for Geelong. Yeah. You know, and I think that's what Ironman has done so great, is just get you know, top echelon of athletes in Australia now racing. So don't know who the winner's going to be though. So I think it's a hard one to call. Big shoes to fill after a clean sweep in New Zealand the other week, mate. We better make sure everyone keeps it going in Geelong, but no, it's good to have a hometown race, and with you guys down there, it'd be very interesting to see. Totally.
Shut up, hush your mouth, can't you hear you talk too loud? No, I can't hear nothing, cause I got my head up in the clouds. I fired up anything that I can chew. I'm chasing cars up and down the avenue, but that's okay. It's easy once you know how it's done. You can't stop now. Jerk it out.
Righto, Geelong recap. Just got back to the room, and it was a great day out there. Had 3 guys racing. Caught up with all the aid station crew as well. They had a heap out on course, a few podiums, and obviously the Win Republic team had Jake on the podium and also Grace. So successful weekend here in Geelong. Very hectic. Closed down the expo last night, packed up at 5 a.m, get down there to the start line. Had 3 of the guys run round for the 2 Wolves. All went well. Henry, Josh and Mick. So they all went well. Just seeing them. Back to the room now. Late checkout. We'll quickly pack the car up, back up into Melbourne, about an hour and a bit drive. Fly to Sydney, layover, then from Sydney up to Mooloolaba, back in Noosa at about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. So super hectic weekend, but good to see everyone out on course. So many familiar faces. Pro Series, cracking day, nearly a world record here with Yella. He's class above a 3:30 something overall, and even the women went super fast, a low 4:04 or something with Nat, so one of the aid station girls. So it was a great weekend, showcased in sunny Geelong to start the Pro Series, and fuck all training from me this weekend because it's just been so busy. So back to Noosa, lit a bit of a fire to get back out there. So next video will be a little bit of a build, road to Kona again, but this time the 70.3. So it's great to catch up with the aid station crew and see the warehouse and stock up, because now it's about to get serious, and at this stage it's the early race of the year at the moment. So all focus on Kona 70.3. So stay tuned for a 70.3 build into Kona in a couple of weeks' time. Cheers.